Hello, every pony. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to my second part of my 1000 special, a basic explanation of my PonySekai lore. If you don't know, last year I had posted some casting calls for My Little Pony XProjectSekai audio drama. Those casting calls have been obviously closed, and we are halfway into production of episode 1, part 1. I figured though, as it will be a while until the first episode is posted, since both part 1 and 2 of episode 1 will need to be ready, because they upload a week apart from each other, why not give y'all some information for this? A lot of this has already been covered in the casting call, but a lot of this will be new information, and I'm sure you don't really want to watch the casting call to get information about the characters, so I figured this would be a great alternative. So yeah, let's go! As I've said before, this project mixes My Little Pony, specifically Friendship is Magic, with Project Sekai. All of the characters are creatures in the My Little Pony world, and they exist in that world, but just so happen to have a Sekai as well, seen in Project Sekai. I'm not explaining My Little Pony, because if you don't know what it is, then I can't really give you a good explanation, but Project Sekai is a rhythm game with Hatsune Miku, who I'm also not explaining, where each band in the game has their own Sekai, or other world they can go to via playing a song, created by their feelings. Virtual singers like Hatsune Miku will appear in these worlds and basically help them through all the shit they go through, as well as helping them make music, which is both the ways they'll be used here. In the Pony world, they go to the School of Friendship, which was introduced in Season 8. Now, this is an aside, but there could also be other characters that have Sekais in this world, but of course we'll only be focusing on the main characters, but maybe you could make your own characters. That would be cool. Anyway, I don't think anyone who wouldn't have a Sekai would know that that alternate world exists, and I hope that makes sense. I mean, there's other worlds like the Equestria Girls world, but it's a little different because you don't have to create the Equestria Girls world with your feelings. I mean, maybe another creature who's known to travel through dimensions would know about Sekais, but who knows? Anyway, here are the main characters that you will love and enjoy. No exceptions. There are 4 creatures in this group, which is how most of the Project Sekai groups are. 2 of them are ponies, 1 is a dragon, and the other is a griffin. Periwinkle Petals is a T-male unicorn who is purple with red hair and blue highlights, as well as blue eyes and hexagon-framed glasses. His hooves are tipped with blue, with a curved horn, and a snail bone put up in his mane. His cutie mark is a blackboard with a periwinkle flower on it, which would imply that he's got his cutie mark in teaching. That may not be what he wants, though. He does, however, like to sing, as well as plant flowers, as basically everyone in his family does. Perry is a pretty quiet guy, but if you get to know him, he could go on forever about his favorite musicians and the techniques they use, what recording software they use, etc., etc. He doesn't know many creatures too well besides his family, including his twin sister, who he has mixed feelings about, to say the least. He would still never hurt her on purpose, though. Both Perry and his twin sister were enrolled into the School of Friendship, as their sibling thought it would be good for them. To new creatures, he's pretty polite, not really trying to get into any conflict because it's unnecessary. He's technically the group leader, but that doesn't really make him the main character exactly, because all the characters will get their moments to shine. He did create the Sekai with his feelings, he's like the founding member, but honestly, everyone contributes about equally to the Sekai in that department. He just basically had the original spark. Lilac Petals is a female Pegasus who is light purple with blue hair and red highlights, as well as pink eyes. She has pink tipped hooves and wings, obviously, and a pretty cute haircut if I do say so myself. I worked very hard on that. Her cutie mark is a comb with a lilac flower on it, as she got her cutie mark in hairstyling, which she is completely happy with. She also likes planting flowers. You cannot be part of this family if you do not plant flowers. Okay? Lily isn't loud per se, but she is pretty talkative as she likes socializing, and she has a pretty strong sense of justice. She's befriended creatures before, but since she's staying at the School of Friendship now, she's bound to make a ton more. Her twin brother is Perry, and while she also has mixed feelings about him sometimes, that still won't stop her from defending him if he's ever been wronged. She could come off kinda strong to new creatures, but usually it doesn't cause too much conflict. Usually. While she's never been too interested in making music, this might be her time to shine. Emerald is a dragon who is mainly yellow, with green and blue accents all over him, as well as green cat-like eyes. He also has curved fangs and a diamond-shaped tail spike. He also has wings. Shocker, I know. As dragons don't have cutie marks, it's really up to him what his destiny will be at any point in time, and he has no clue. Though he does have a guitar, it's a bit beaten up, and he doesn't really know how to play it. Cooking also interests him, but he would never use his dragonfire for it. A stove would be nicer, and less painful to use. Emmy is nice and bubbly and loves to meet new creatures. He is very catering and helps creatures as much as he can, no matter what toll it takes on him. He's never really made a friend before, but it's plausible that he will at the School of Friendship. It's unclear how he got enrolled though. His family consists of his dad and his brother, who he doesn't really seem to talk to. He may seem a bit clumsy and annoying, but he's very kind and would never hurt an ant. Even with his lack of music knowledge, he likes the idea of playing in a band in Sekai. Golden Eyes is a griffin who is mainly red with an orange underbelly, yellow beak and claws, as well as orange gold wide eyes. She is pretty fluffy but has a few missing wing feathers and a necklace with a gold pendant on her neck. She also doesn't have a cutie mark, and not much is known about what it would be if she did have one. If she had a hobby, it would probably be bird watching, just because of how observant she seems to be all the time. She might have been a writer before? I don't know, it's a bit fuzzy. Goldie is quiet and seemingly scared all the time. She tries to avoid creatures constantly, but when she's roped up into this magical Sekai business, it's kind of hard to avoid creatures now. Her family is unknown, but it seems that our caretaker right now could be Gallus the Griffin, the current captain of the Royal Guard. Of course, it's all speculation, but the way all the teachers already know her name and a lot about her, her caretaker could be friends with all the teachers, and Gallus is someone who fits that description. If it is true, then it seems like a bit of an older brother, younger sister thing. But of course, it's not confirmed. It might not be true. She'd probably never hurt any creature, but it's hard to tell. No one even knows if she likes music, but she must if she's staying around with everyone in Sekai, right? Or maybe she just feels safer there. Now, here are the virtual singers or Vocaloids, like Hatsune Miku. I will only be going over 2 of them, sadly, because if I go over the ones later, it'll spoil things in those episodes, so sorry if I can't really cover them all. Our first founding member is Hatsune Miku, obviously, because where would we be without Miku? Outside of Sekai, she's an earth pony who's used as a vocal instrument, just like in real life, and she's become pretty popular in recent times. Like, ask a regular pony and they probably wouldn't know who you'd be talking about, but still, she's very popular right now, you've gotta believe me. In Sekai, however, she's a Kirin, because Kirins sing, and Miku could be whatever she wants to be. Anyway, her coat is teal with darker teal hair and pinkish red scales. She has freckles, a Kirin horn, and an ear clip that has a 01 on it, and that's a pretty epic reference to Hatsune Miku if you didn't know. Anyway. She has no cutie mark, but obviously she's Miku, so her thing is singing and dancing. She does dabble in makeup a bit as well. Miku is about the same quote-unquote age as everyone coming into Sekai, and she's all for having sleepovers. She's a bit talkative, but knows when to be quiet, though she has a bit of anger issues. She also has a fear of being left behind. Her family right now is kind of just Mako, who acts as her motherly figure. More of her family will show up later, though. Of course she likes music, so she's all about the Sekai thing. Mako outside of Sekai is a unicorn, and even less well-known than Miku. That's about it, honestly. Mako in Sekai is a reindeer, because I think her browns work really well for a reindeer. She is red with a light red underbelly, with a brown mane and brown eyes. She of course has antlers, because how else is she gonna use magic? And hooves. I mean, most of these creatures have hooves, but hers are less furry, I guess. She has no cutie mark, but her thing is, again, singing, and she's quite talented at painting. She's also a pretty good organizer. Mako would probably be, in human years, 20 years older than everyone in Sekai, because, again, she's a motherly figure. She's quiet, but knows when to put her hoof down in bad situations, and also knows when to be kind when she needs to be. She does tend to overexert herself a bit, not really by helping too many people at once, but just by having so many fun activities on her plate. Her family right now, again, is just Miku, who she sees as a daughter. She also likes music, but she's definitely a bit less involved in the Sekai activities, just so as to not get in the way of Miku. The other Vocaloids, Kaito, Rin, Len, and Luca, will not appear until later, and I won't reveal their designs until then, but I think from this y'all can get a pretty good guess on what species they are if you know the show. But either way, I hope y'all stay tuned for them. Now, I will go into the other side characters, mainly the OC characters. I will also mention the canon characters and their roles in the story, but it won't be as in-depth as the OCs, since those characters already existed before this. Let's talk about the twins, Perry and Lily's family. Their dad is Iris Xylem, a male earth pony with a light blue coat, purple and red streaked hair, and olive-colored eyes. He has a wonderful mustache, and a cutie mark with a book on it, as well as an iris flower, because he's a semi-successful writer. Mostly novels, but when his children were younger, he would also write some children's stories for them as well. He also plants flowers, as does everyone in this flower-oriented family. He is a bit nervous and timid, and finds it hard to discipline his children, even if they do stuff wrong. Still, he's probably about the kindest pony you'd meet, although he's a bit seclusive, so you may not ever see that side of him. His family is obviously his children, the twins, and their sibling Pine Mary, who will be covered after this. He did have a wife, but she sadly died a bit after the twins were born, who have little memory of her. She does have a legacy of art behind her, though. Iris was very supportive of the twins when they got their cutie marks, but kind of cannot understand Perry's struggle of not liking his own. Still, he tries his best to understand. There's also this weird-ass clown that keeps going to his book signings, and he's seriously tired of this guy. But that's not really important. Anyway. Pine Mary is the twins' older sibling who is blue with red curly hair and yellow eyes. They have square glasses and many yellow accessories, as well as a friendship bracelet. Their cutie mark is a magnifying glass overlooking a pine tree, which makes them a researcher. A researcher of plants, you may ask? Trees, maybe? Nope. Bugs. They're an entomologist. They like studying ants the most. Don't worry, though, because they also plant flowers. Thank Celestia. Pine is very kind to their friends and siblings when they're in need, but sometimes can seclude themselves on accident when they get fixated on something else. Pine is non-speaking and finds ways to communicate besides speaking, where it's pretty easy for creatures that know them to understand how they feel. They started going to the School of Friendship as they struggled finding friends before, and have made 2 friends who are totally just friends that we will speak about later. After how much the School of Friendship has helped them, and seeing how much the twins, especially Perry, were struggling with the same thing and more, they asked their father to also send them to the School of Friendship, to which he agreed. And now they're all there. Pine is very supportive of their whole family, and no matter what the twins do, unless it's like murder, I guess, they'd support them. Now, on to Emerald's family, who for a while in these episodes no one will really know about, but since I already revealed them, I kind of feel like I have to talk about them, at least a little here. Pargasite is Emerald's dad. He is pretty green, and has a ripped wing and cracked horn. He's big, and he breathes fire, and yeah, that's all I have to say at this point. This was called basic lore, guys. Rhodonite is Emerald's younger brother. He is red with black and gold accents and amber eyes. As a young dragon, he's very puntable and impressionable, basically following whoever seems fun as close as possible. But when he's older, he starts realizing it's probably best to just follow his dad. He also breathes fire because he's a dragon, and basically all dragons can breathe fire without pain, right? That's kind of everything I can say about him for now. Again, Gallus is speculated to be Goldeneye's caretaker, but guys, that's just speculation, so shut up, guys. Now, onto those friends of Pine. Spicy Sweet is totally not a bat pony, with a dark purple-pink coat, blue hair with purple streaks, and deep, dark red eyes. She's got purple and black totally not bat wings, many silver, or at least silver-colored accessories, and a friendship bracelet like Pine. Her cutie mark is a spicy pepper growing on the same vine as a strawberry, which makes her a pretty good cook. Her hobby is also stunt flying, because what better use of wings would there be? She teases creatures a lot, but never means to do that much damage when she does it. She's just a jokester who doesn't take many things seriously, even if sometimes she probably should. I'm not really describing anyone else's family because it doesn't really matter, but she was based off of these 2 blind bag ponies, though it's kind of hard to tell now. She kind of forced herself into the School of Friendship because she figured the curriculum would be easier, but she was wrong. Still, she met 2 of her best friends there, and that's all that matters. She doesn't know the main characters too much, as most of it is just stuff Pine tells them, but she will not hesitate to pick on them. Due to her maybe being a bat pony, she is susceptible to bright lights and sudden loud noises. Orchestral Hit is a unicorn with a mint coat and blue and pink hair. He also has blue eyes. He has wired earbuds that would usually be connected to something, a straight horn, as opposed to a curved horn like Perry's, and a friendship bracelet. His cutie mark is a synthwave because he likes playing with electronic music, though he has learned traditional instruments like violin, which he likes mixing in with the music he makes. Orchestra is very kind and considerate in his words, unlike some pony, and tries not to offend as much as possible. He does find it hard to say anything, though, in tough situations. Again, family doesn't matter, but he was based off of Final Scratch / DJ Pwn 3 in Octavia, and it would be safe to say that he's their child. He went to the School of Friendship because he was given the opportunity and basically said, why not? And now he's met 2 of his best friends. He also doesn't really know anything about the twins and the others, besides what information Pine lets him in on, but he respects them, Perry especially, due to their love of music. He does hate having his facts incorrect and rough feeling textures in either sound or touch. Every other character I'm about to mention is a canon character, so I'm not describing him in that much detail because they are pretty close to their canon selves. I will also not be describing characters that show up later than episode 1 because those characters aren't really important in the story right now. Starlight Glimmer is the head mayor, or principal, of the School of Friendship, and though she's made pretty huge mistakes in the past, she has been redeemed and has been running the school pretty well, with the thanks to her friends. She does, as does most everyone, have to keep an eye on our main characters, especially with what happened after the first day. You'll see. Sunburst is a vice head stallion, or vice principal, of the School of Friendship. After being a royal crystaller, being a vice principal of the school may seem a bit like a downgrade, but with his love of knowledge, it is a very good position for him. The great and powerful Trixie Lulamoon is the guidance counselor for the School of Friendship. She used to be amazing, though a bit unsuccessful, show pony, but with Starlight's help, she is now a guidance counselor, which, surprisingly, she was pretty well fit for. The Cutie Mark Crusaders, that being Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo, are teachers at the School of Friendship, after being tutors when they were younger. Along with their teachings, they also run the Cutie Mark Crusaders Club, where any students, regardless of species, can join and get guidance on where they want to be in the future, what their cutie mark means if they have one, and how to help others on what their talent is. Silverstream, Ocellus, and Smolder are also teachers at the School of Friendship, with them being former students themselves. With their insight into how student life was for them, they're able to better understand students and suggest improvements to higher staff. Again, there are other characters who will show up later that I won't describe here, such as Princess Twilight Sparkle, Discord, Spike, Dragon Lord Ember, Sandbar, Yona, Princess Flurry Heart, Shining Armor, and Big Mac, maybe. And probably more. Maybe. Okay, that's it. Thank God it took so long to write this section. Fan content of basically any kind is appreciated. We'd really love to see any fan art or fan stories or whatever else y'all can come up with. If their story inspires you in any way to create, feel free to share it. I do have a bit of rules that are hopefully understandable. Most of these are common knowledge, but I want to clarify anyway. Not safe for work or inappropriate content of any kind is not allowed. This includes any of the characters created for this project. Most of these characters are minors, and even if they aren't, they are still sort of non-anthropomorphic animals, and I get really uncomfortable at the idea of that existing for them. And even besides all that, I am a minor, and these are characters I've created as a minor. As such, I really do not like this content being made of any of the characters I made. I hope that this is completely understandable, because if not, I do not want you in this community at all. Do not use any AI in making fan content, because that's not fan-made, that's robot-made, and it's absolutely not a gift to us. I'd rather see bad art than robot art. Also, do not use anyone's art in the project to make AI slop in their style or anything. Also, do not take our voices to use for AI or to make Utaloids out of us. I know Utaloids aren't AI, but that's still kind of using our voice, and I'd prefer you not do that. I don't like how I have to say this because it should be obvious, but whatever. Shipping characters is allowed, but obviously do not ship adult sex minors or siblings with each other because that's gross and illegal and stupid. Also, do not get into entire shipping wars or anything because I don't want to handle that. Do not steal the characters or artwork made for this project and claim it as your own. Also, do not re-upload the episodes, songs, or song covers no matter what, even if you're not claiming it as your own. It's not doing me or anyone else any favors if you re-upload our content, even if you credit us because you re-uploaded the entire thing. That's not helpful, that's not transformative, that's not anything. That's just stealing. That's what it is. So, if you want to share the project, just discuss it with friends. Don't steal our content to share it. Please ask before you react to an episode. Your reactions need to be transformative. Do not use our characters for anything to spread hate. I don't really need to go in depth on that. Don't hurt people with our characters. Thank you. This is kind of not a fan content rule, but I figured it was important anyway. Do not bully or insult the cast. Obviously, insulting any of the voice actors or artists gets you a one-way ticket to being kicked out of this community. If you have any critique of anything, please redirect it towards me. If you break any of these rules, especially with specific ones that I already stated the punishment for, you risk a chance of being completely kicked out of this community in any way possible. There will be 6 episodes released for this project, probably about 40 to 80 minutes in length for each, with episodes 1 and 6 having 2 parts. Episodes 2 to 5 will focus on each character individually, and more virtual singers will be introduced over time. Along with these episodes, an original song will be made for each one. We will also be doing some covers of fan-made My Little Pony songs, who either give us permission or already allow covers automatically. We may make some short videos as well, that'll probably be little funny situations with the characters. They will also be canon to the story, but they probably won't be required viewing. We may also do an Ask Characters Blank video, basically a Q&A for the characters. That's not confirmed, just because I thought of it recently, but if you're interested, let me know. I believe this is it. We might come with more ideas down the line, but this is mainly what we want to produce. The episodes, the songs, the song covers. Now, why am I doing this? That's a pretty good question. I kind of have blanked out a lot of it, but I know I was inspired to make My Little Pony audio dramas by the first ever audio drama I ever seen, Raisin Hate by Skylight Glow. I believe I probably saw Muscript react to that series, and I discovered that she had 3 My Little Pony audio dramas as well as multiple reactions on others, which made me realize that there are many other people that made these, and maybe I could actually make one too. The whole Project Sekai thing may have come up from me seeing Project Sekai characters turn into ponies through the fan art, and must have clicked from there. I've been a Project Sekai YouTuber for almost 4 years now. It's definitely been a huge inspiration. So that probably contributed to that. I really don't remember if that's exactly how I got those ideas, but it is what I remember. I created the character designs for the characters 1 year ago, and while they are kind of ugly, it was the start of a project that I'm really excited to continue. And I hope y'all like my weird My Little Pony X Pjsk thing too. Well, that's all I have to say. See y'all in June? That might honestly be the earliest point where the first episodes are released. I hope y'all are excited anyway. Thank you!